Okay, we're pleased to have North Texas head coach Grant McCaslin with us. Coach, thank you for joining us tonight. Media members, a reminder, please use the raise hand function to indicate you have a question. And when called upon, please identify yourself by name and affiliation before asking your question. Coach, if I could just ask you to lean into the microphone and if you would offer us just some opening thoughts on tonight's game.
Yeah, give Villanova all the credit, man. It's a tremendous program, a championship program, one that we aspire to be and they took it to us, offensively. I think they ended up with 15 three-pointers. When they're making those perimeter shots and you're trying to defend them from there and they're getting into the paint, it just had us on our heels. We've been an aggressive team all year long. We found a way to get it done on the defensive end, and just when they got us so spread out, making threes early, and we honestly just competed and gave ourselves a chance on the offensive end early, but just couldn't keep up with them. And it's a tremendous offensive team. They've been struggling from three, but they weren't struggling tonight. And to their credit, they were really sharp and tough, and you can tell they've kind of got that flow to them now. With their point guard being out, you can see they've got some games under their belt, and they've got good pace and changed defenses on us and made it hard on us. But man, I'd spent so much time in the locker room. I apologize that took so long, but this is an amazing group that we had this year, and our team and what they've done in this program is really remarkable, and so just hard to tell them bye.
Okay, we'll take questions now, starting with Brett Vito.
Hey, Coach, it was such a tremendous year for you guys with, reaching so many milestones. Can you just talk about what this year meant for your guys' program?
I mean, it was just coaching this team was everything that you hope it would be as a coach. And I told them what I'll never forget is being in the middle of the season and we're playing and bringing my sons up to the gym at 9 o'clock at night and walking out there with them, and we've got 8 guys out there working out on their own. And we stayed till about 11 in and out while my sons were out there shooting and they're rebounding for them and including them and playing them in one-on-one. And, it's 10:30 at night, and here come 4 more. I mean, the entire team comes back up at night. And it's like people wonder how you win these games, how you set records, how you have the best finish in school history, first tournament win in school's history. It's because these guys really do spend an inordinate amount of time working and putting their heart and soul into it. So, man, just a remarkable run, and it's rooted in hard work. They believe in each other, they serve each other, and they compete, which is what we push them to do every day. And, man, I love this group, and they'll be one of the best in the history of the school, if not the best.
Our next question from John Fields.
Hey, Coach. John Fields with the North Texas Daily. Obviously, tough loss for you guys tonight. Just, what was your message to the guys in the locker room there after this one?
Well, honestly, I wanted to stay in the coach's room the whole time because I didn't want to end it. I mean, these kind of teams, you don't want them to end. You don't want it to stop. And the moment you have to walk in there, we have to talk about, just what they mean to us, and the words don't do it. The words don't do it. What Javion's done, what Zach Simmons has done, James Reese, Thomas Bell, J.J. Murray, that senior group, Jemiah Simmons, the work they put in and what they've done as a group. I just tried to tell them how much I loved them and how grateful and thankful I am for back-to-back conference championships, won them in a tournament, winning a game in the NCAA tournament, and and you're down 20 whatever, and those guys are coming to huddles with 4 minutes left going, man, let's keep fighting, let's find a way to get back in this. I just don't quit, man. This team, they love each other, and they said that to each other, and this is one of the hardest moments of coaching and the worst part of it, because the season ends abruptly and you don't anticipate it happening because everybody believed we were going to win. But Villanova had different plans, and it's a great program, and obviously they were better tonight.
Our next question to Kellen King.
Hey, Coach. So even though you guys were down the whole game, you guys kept fighting, as you said, guys in the huddle saying, how can we get back into this? Can you just talk about that mentality this whole season and just how special this group of guys has been?
Yeah, just it's a resilient group. You know, the thing you love to hear, and a few of the guys said it, they just miss being around each other. They just loved being around each other, not games, not just practices. They just love being around each other. I mean, we did a retreat and we did karaoke, and they'll stay together for like two and a half hours just doing karaoke and singing songs and hanging out with each other. This group wasn't just connected on the floor, they were connected off the floor. And when you have that and your hardest worker is your best player in Hamlet, and he sets the tone, and he doesn't care about personal accolades, but he believes in himself the way he does, I mean, it works. So that's the thing that those guys shared with one another, is just how much they'll miss being around each other every day. And that's the part of teams that you miss, and that's what this group was special. They were special on and they were special off.
Reminder to media members to please identify yourself by name and affiliation before asking your question. We'll go next to Sam Blum.
Hey, Grant. Sam Blum with the Dallas Morning News. You had that moment there with Javion, I think, and with all the players, really, when they came out with about 50 seconds left. I know you gave Javion a hug first. What was kind of, I don't know if you said anything to him or just kind of what you felt in that moment. Yeah, that's it.
Can't even put into words what he's meant to this program and what he's done. I just told him he's a warrior, and I loved him.
Do you think, obviously, a lot of these guys are, seniors, and it's a weird year with the opportunity to come back? Do you get a sense that there's a desire to kind of run it back with some of these guys?
Yeah, that's a hard question to answer. We haven't really addressed it, honestly, and it is a good question, Sam. But I think at this moment, what we've all poured our hearts into is how do we win. That's what I told them at the very beginning. Let's just figure out a way to do everything we can to put ourselves in the best position, and they did. We won an NCAA tournament game, first in school's history. And, I mean, won a conference championship, first Conference USA championship in school's history, tournament championship. So, I just told him I loved him, and he was a warrior. Dude believed when not many people did.
Our next question to Matthew Brune.
Hey, Coach. So we've talked before about the guys of the past seasons, Ryan Woolridge, Michael Miller, DJ Draper, all that. What can you say about the culture that you have created within this program and how it will be able to continue for seasons to come?
Yeah, the blessing of coaching guys that care more about others than they care about their own accomplishments is that it can carry on. Like, that's how you move forward, is when the greater purpose is not your own individual accomplishments. And that's what these guys were. That's what they lived. That's what DJ Draper, Dangu, Mike Miller. I mean, that's the beauty of, I think, being a part of a team. And that's where you can always establish it, like Drez coming off the floor, like Coach will be back. And, you just got to have that mentality that, there's always hope. And I think that's what those guys established, was there was going to be a hope for a greater day. And, now we can, build on the fact that we made it to the NCAA tournament and won a game, and nobody wanted to go out this way. It's a heck of a team to lose to. And we've been doing on the defensive end. We've been scrapping, and we just couldn't find a way to get enough stops to keep it going. But the culture has been established because of the unselfishness and the heart to serve one another. And like you said, man, a lot of guys have gone before them that have put this in position, and I think that's how you build on it.
If there are any further questions for Coach, please use the raise hand function. We'll go to Brett Vito.
Brett Vito, Dent Record Chronicle. Just one last question here. The game really turned after you guys had that 8-point lead and then kind of hit a bunch of threes and had that barrage to close the half. What did you see that happened during that run that really kind of got them going?
Well, we got confused in transition a couple times. I mean, the ones in the half court, we were a little short on our closeouts. And, you know, I mean, they got a couple guys that haven't been making threes, so you kind of got to figure out, like, how you want to try to guard them in space. And, you know, in hindsight, you know, getting after them would have been, you know, probably better, but they're so physical and strong in the way they drive it. So, you know, you want to contest them and try to rebound it. And they made some kind of short closeout threes on us in rhythm. And then they got a few in transition, and we got confused on who we were guarding. And, you know, we were scoring early. We had what we wanted early offensively, and I think we kind of got in that flow of, like, man, let's just score with them. And that's a team that you can't trade punches with. You got to still maintain the tempo and composure defensively that you want. And to their credit, they just kept spreading us out. I mean, you know, when Eric Dixon's making threes in the corner, and Cole Swider, who we were trying to guard, shot faked and made one, and, you know, number 4 hadn't made a three. He's like 1 for 17. He makes 2 for 2 in that one stretch in the first half. And so, you know, you're just trying to figure out who you can guard and who you're trying to keep in front. And, you know, they just kept spreading us out. But there's the transition threes that I think got us on our heels after a few makes.
Okay, Coach McCaslin, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you all.
We'll be joined shortly here by Javion Hamlet. We're pleased to have Javion Hamlet with us. Thank you so much, Javion, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I'd ask if you could to please lean into the microphone as you answer questions.
Yeah.
We will, if you have a question for Javion, please use the raise hand function to indicate. And once again, please identify yourself by name and affiliation before asking your question. We will start with a question from Sam Blum.
Hey, Javion, you know, congrats on a great season. I'm curious, just, you know, your reflections on really the last 2 weeks, and obviously just, you know, how you feel now with the run being over.
Man, I ain't got nothing to hang my head over. You know, I feel like the world know who UNT is now. You know, I really ain't got nothing to hang my head over, man. As I look back, when I first came here, UNT was number 7 in Conference USA. Went from 7 to 1 to a championship. Then we came back again. Then win the regular season. Won 4 games in a row. Won the Conference USA championship to get here. Wasn't supposed to be here. Let everybody else tell it. And came here and made it to the second round. You know, that's not something I came here to do. I came here to win it all, but there's really nothing to even be mad about, man. You know, I had nothing to be mad about.
Our next question to Brett Vito.
You had such a terrific run in the postseason. Was this something that you really enjoyed, just the way you were able to play in the Conference USA tournament and all the way through the NCAA tournament? And then is this it for you? Have you considered what you're going to do in the future if you come back next year?
Man, we had a great season this year. I credit my teammates. I credit my coaching staff. We made history. That's all I got.
Our next question to John Fields.
Hey, Javion. John Fields with the North Texas Daily. Obviously a tough loss tonight. I was wondering if you could just sort of take me through what the emotions were like and just what it was like in the locker room, after this tough loss.
Man, everybody was sad, man. We put in so much work. I feel like, I ain't do a better job in leading us. Man, we was just sad, man. It just hurt, playing, cause some of us will never play with each other again, and we all like brothers in that locker room, and from the coaching staff, from everything that Coach Mack and the coaching staff put into us, and for everything that we put into this program, man, it just hurt.
Our next question from Kellen King.
Hey, Javion, congrats on a great season. Looking back in 30 years, what do you think you'll most remember about this team and this group of guys?
We made history. They can't ever take that away from us. We made history. We're going to be brothers for life.
Our next question to Sam Blum.
Yeah, JV, I'm curious about the moment that you exited the game, I think with about 50 seconds left. You hadn't left the game in, 3 or 4 games, really. What was kind of your feelings in that moment and giving, Grant a hug and just kind of that whole moment there?
Man, it hurt. I didn't want it to end. But I just hugged him and told him that I love him and I appreciate him for giving me a chance, just to lead this team. Just to stick with me when everybody, was talking down on me. He kept believing in me, the whole coaching staff. So it's forever family with those guys. They stuck with me through the downs and they stuck with me through the ups. So, I would just tell him that I love him and I appreciate everything that he do.
If you have further questions for Javion, please use the raise hand function. And we'll go back to John Fields.
Hey, Javion, I just wanted to talk a little bit about, the defense has obviously been real strong suit for you guys all season. I mean, just what was it about Villanova and their offense tonight that allowed them to, score a ton of points on you?
Villanova, a great team, well coached by, a coach that's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Man, they made a lot of three-pointers, It's like they hit every shot that they threw up. We got to give credit to them. Like, they came out and played, and they played more aggressive than what we played tonight. So, you got to give credit where credit due.
Okay, Javion, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll let you go. Appreciate it. Congratulations on a great season. Thank you, everyone. That's it for tonight's post-game news conference. A transcript of the interview will be provided by ASAP Sports at ncaa.com/transcripts. You can also find a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Thank you for joining us.